You see that?
Sunday, Monday,
on Saturday. Keep reading.
Nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
But you know why you think it's the 7th day of the week?
You have that shit.
See that? Hold on. No. Give me one more. I ain't done. I want you to think. Saturday, and that's whose day?
Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
See that?
God.
Okay, so that's God's day. And you ain't supposed to work on that day.
That's right.
Read on.
But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
But guess what white folks been teaching us? That Sunday is the Sabbath. That's a lie. Don't run. See, this is what. You see that?
Sunday, Monday, Friday.
You got some questions to ask your pastor next Sunday, don't you? Don't you got a question to ask? Keep reading. Older brother. On Sunday, can I get some wisdom? They didn't teach you that in church today? This is a young man asking you for some wisdom right now. Can you come talk to me? Can you help me, brother? We got the Bible open. You just left church. Can you come talk to me about it? Wow. Read John 13:34 again. Read it again.
John chapter 13 and verse 34. A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another.
See what Jesus said? Jesus said that we have to love each other because we hate each other right now. We hate each other only because we the same. White folks get unconditional love from us. We care about their feelings and how they feel. But when it comes to our own people, we ain't even got time. We ain't got time. Get Leviticus 19 and verse 17. Come on.
Leviticus chapter 19 and verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You hear what the Bible says? Read it again.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
You see that? Did the pastor teach you that in church today, bro? You ain't supposed to hate your brother. Who is your brother? The Bible gonna tell you. Come on.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
You supposed to do what?
Rebuke thy neighbor.
God says you're supposed to correct your neighbor. That's what it means to rebuke. He said, don't hate your brother, correct your brother, read.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And don't suffer sin upon him. So if we read in the Bible what God's laws is, and we see that you're breaking them, we're going to tell you that you're breaking them. And that's not showing hatred, that's showing love.
That's right.
Read.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
Read that part again.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
You see that? God is saying that you're supposed to show love to your people. Read that last part again.
Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
No, all people.
Thy people.
You see that? He's talking about your people. I'm your people. Can I get 2 minutes?
Hey, man, you right what you saying, man. Come on over.
Well, come talk to me. Come talk to me. All I'm asking you is for 2 minutes. All praises.
There we go.
All praises. Just 2 minutes, brother. What's your name?
My name is Robert.
Robert, I'm Uzziah. How you doing, bro?
Bless, man.
So we out here teaching our people their nationality according to the Bible, right? Because the Bible got races in it, right?
No doubt.
Do you know which race you from?
The black race, man. Black man.
Well, when you read in the Bible, right? When you read in the Bible, you can't find that it's a race called black.
No, you can't.
You read about the Israelites.
Yeah.
That's God's people. Then you read about the Moabites, the Jebusites. You read about all kind of ites. You understand?
Yeah.
These are different races of people today. So we're asking you, what race are you from in the Bible?
I don't know.
Because give me that in Ecclesiastes. I knew what you was gonna say. You don't know. Jesus said, right? So let's read this. Come on. Hebrews 13 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Hebrews chapter 13 and verse 8. Jesus Christ, the same yesterday and today and forever.
You see that? Jump back to chapter 10 and read verse 7. Now watch this.
Hebrews chapter 10 and verse 7. Then said I, Lo, I come in the volume of the book.
The what?
The volume of the book.
See what Jesus said? He come in the volume of the book. Read.
It is written of me.
He said the whole book written about Jesus.
Right.
So, we finna go to the Old Testament because you got to know the beginning before you can even begin to understand what's happening at the back of the book. You see that? The New Testament only about this much of the Bible. You see how big this Bible is, right? The New Testament only about this much. So you got to see what's going on in the beginning to even understand what Jesus is even saying.
That's right.
So watch this in Deuteronomy 28 verse 15.
Make it plain.
Let's see what Moses said about his people. Come on.
Make it plain. Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So in a nutshell, he said, he told the Israelites, Moses told the Israelites, hey, if you don't do what I say, I'm going to curse you. And if you don't do what I say, I'm going to curse you. Read verse 1. Watch this.
Verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
Meaning you listen to God.
to observe and do all his commandments,
See what it means to listen to God? To do his commandments. That's what it means to listen. Come on.
which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of
Above
the
what?
above all nations of the
What
earth.
else another word for nation? Race. So God is dealing with a race of people. What race is that? No. Come on, we read it again slow. Read it again.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because remember, read verse Deuteronomy 1 and 1 to come back. Remember who Moses is talking to right now. Right? We get in the context. Let's read.
Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
Who is Moses talking to? The Israelites. Now read chapter 28. We still in the same book. Deuteronomy. We just went 28 chapters over. He's still talking to the Israelites. And this is what he told them.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
So what did Moses tell the Israelites? If they did what he said, they was going to be what? Above all other races of people. So is Moses teaching the Israelites equality?
I would think so.
Nah, you know, your common sense is telling you, nah, he's saying, if we do what we say, he gonna put us above, right?
That's right.
But when we read down to 15, come on, read 15 again.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So in a nutshell, God said, you do what he say, I'm gonna put you above. If you don't, I'm gonna put you at the bottom. But now I want to get you to give me 2 more minutes. I want to give you what happened to identify who these people are today.
That's right.
You see that? Because we gotta identify who God is talking. You gotta know who you is to see if this even apply to you. Because he was only talking to the Israelites.
Yeah.
You see that? Read verse 16.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
So who predominantly lives in the city of St. Louis? Black people, right? Is we blessed? Look around.
Not for real.
No, we not. See, see, when you read the Bible, it's a reality check.
That's right.
You understand? Read it again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Now you've been on this planet a little while, so you know what goes on in St. Louis.
No doubt.
You understand what I'm saying? So we not blessed as a people in the city of St. Louis. But keep reading.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
You think about the field. The last time black people was in the field, was this a blessing?
That was sad, man.
Yeah, this was bad. Was what you say? It was the same thing as a curse. So that was a curse. You understand? So God says if we don't do what he said, we was gonna be cursed in the city, and cursed in the field.
That's right.
You see that?
Yeah.
Now we going through these curses just to identify who these people are today.
Bring it out.
You understand? Drop down to verse 32.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Now when you think about that in history, historically, is there any point in time in history that the Chinese man was sold to another race of people?
No.
What about the white man?
No.
What about them Arabs in there? Were they ever sold to them? Okay, what about us?
Yeah.
Read it again.
Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people,
Read.
and thine eyes shall look and fill with longing for them all the day long.
You see that? And when that thing happened, when we watch movies like Roots, 12 Years a Slave, Color Purple, all of these slave movies, right? We wanted to help our people, but we couldn't. With no might in our hand, just like God said. You see that? Drop down to verse, because I know you pressed for time.
Yeah.
Drop down to verse 48. 2 more verses. Come on.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So who is God saying our enemies are? Read it again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God said He's gonna send enemies against us. Now with the next few lines, He's gonna describe who the enemy is. Come on.
In hunger.
When you want something to eat, where you gotta go?
White folks.
Yeah, you gotta go to white folks. What about these Arabs? They got food in there too. You gotta buy it from them, right?
Yeah.
What about when you want some plain fried rice?
Chinese.
Yeah. Read that from the top again.
Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee. In hunger
In hunger, you want something to eat, you're gonna have to serve them. Come on.
and in thirst.
You want some water, right? Where you gotta go? You gotta go to them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what? You don't pay your water bill, guess who's coming to cut that out?
Yeah.
Don't know Negroes own no water reservoirs, right? Come on, read on.
And in nakedness.
The clothes on your back, what the tag say? Made in China. Don't know, we picked cotton for 500 years. Do we own any silk? Nah, we don't own nothing, right? Come on, keep reading.
And in want of all
He
things.
said, in one of all things. What you think about when it's time to bury somebody that died in your family? You got to take them to the mortuary or the cemetery, right? Who own that?
White folks.
You understand what I'm saying? Oh, what if you want a house? Who you got to buy it from?
White folks.
You want transportation? Who you got to buy it from?
White folks.
You want to educate your children. You want to learn about God. Who you learning from? And what they teach us? That they was God.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So God says that they're your friends or they're your enemy.
They say they're my enemy.
Okay, who?
That's right.
Who the enemy?
The white folks.
Exactly. All right, we read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
It don't get no plainer than that.
Bring it out.
You ever seen a yoke of iron on a white man neck? What about a Chinese man neck? What about an Arab man neck? Come on, read.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Now me and you standing here right now, so we're not physically destroyed, but what are we? Spiritually destroyed.
That's right.
Why? Because we didn't do this. Read verse 15 again.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
You see that? God answers the question, why did this happen to us? You see? That's the question being answered right there. Why didn't it happen, sir? Because we didn't do what he said. Right? So,
What it said.
you went to church today, right? Why?
When I go to church today,
Yeah, why'd you go?
serve God.
To serve God, right? And you, in your mind, you believe that that was correct, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what if I told you that that was wrong? I want to read the Bible real one more time, one more scripture, then I'm gonna let you go, bro. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8.
Bring it out.
Because what has happened through slavery, right, and colonization, they implanted this in our mind, right? So now we worship on the wrong days. You understand? And there is a difference between days, and we got to establish that. Matter of fact, hold that and give me Ecclesiastes 33 and 6 first. I want to show you something, then I'm going to let you go. So you can leave with at least knowing something, one small thing to get you on your journey, right?
Sirach 33.
Yes, Sirach 33. 33 and 7. Come on.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 7. Why doth one day excel another?
God says, why does one day excel another? Why is one day better than another day? Read.
What is all the light of every day, and the year is of the sun?
Because we see the sun come up and down every day. You know, so in our mind, we may think every day is the same. Watch this.
By the knowledge of the Lord.
Read that again.
By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished.
By the knowledge of God, that's what distinguishes the day from day to day. Keep reading.
And he altered seasons and feasts.
You see that? So that's how we determine the seasons and feasts. Now, give me that in Exodus. But you know why you think it's the seventh day of the week?
You have that shit.
See that? Hold on. No. Give me one more. I ain't done. I want you, because this is important. I ain't made the point yet. Watch this. Keep reading.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
What day is the seventh day?
The Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
What day is the seventh day? Saturday. And that's whose day? Read it again.
And the seventh day is the day. Wait, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
See that?
God. Okay.
Okay, so that's God's day. And you ain't supposed to work on that day.
That's
Read
right.
on.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
But guess what white folks been teaching us? That Sunday is the Sabbath. That's a lie. Don't run. Don't run. See, this is what, that's why God said, that's what Jesus said, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth was going to set you free.
That's right.
Come on, read on.
That's right. In it. Thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant.
So God said, your children, you're supposed to teach your children not to work on that day. On Saturday. Keep reading.
Nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
So if you got a business, it's supposed to be closed on Saturday. Because that ain't your day. He said he gave you 6 days to work.
Wow.
You see that?
Sunday, Monday, all the way to Friday.
You got some questions to ask your pastor next Sunday, don't you? Don't you got a question to ask? Keep reading.
For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day.
You rested what day?
The seventh day.
Saturday. Read.
Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath
He
day.
blessed what day?
The Sabbath day.
He blessed the seventh day of the week, not the first day. Read.
And hallowed it.
He cleansed that day. You see that? So we can't say that we have a personal relationship with God if we being disobedient. You see that?
Seventh day, that's not really that part. Seventh day, that's it. That's unbelievable. I've been to church all my life, but I didn't know that. You know, I always Sunday, you know.
Okay, let me ask you about
So today, I also learned something else about the Bible. You know, that's the white man Bible.
So we gonna get it out the Bible.
You said it's the white man Bible?
Yeah, the other one, the one I'm reading now.
Right, so today you learned that the Sabbath day is on what? On Saturday. And that Jesus Christ is what? Jesus Christ is what? Black man, right? Black man.
We'll work with anybody and form coalition with anybody that has revolution on their mind. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips that I am a revolutionary.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. We want freedom by any means necessary. We want justice by any means necessary.
This is a revolution of God. This time that we're living in, the greatest time on earth, revolution. Spiritual and biblical revolution. All these lives will be shut down in earth. I am a brother. He's strong in the Lord. His life. His life. His life. His life. His life.
can tell by my faith that I'm all in.